Hey everybody, Shoebox Legends here. Thanks for joining me today for another cheese box rummage featuring some COM-C pickups. Continuing on with these in the new year here in 2023. Still have a well-stocked cheese box as you can see, and I actually have another order from COM-C on the way that'll breathe some new life into this. But for today, let's go through some older pickups, and as we always do, we're just going to pull cards at random until we get to about the 10-minute mark. Have some natural light coming in this morning at Shoebox Legends World Headquarters. So that should help with these shiny cards, like this beautiful 2016 O-Pee-Chee Platinum Leon Draisaitl. This is the rainbow parallel, which is basically a refractor in the world of Topps, but Upper Deck calls them rainbow. So pretty nice card there. That's like a third year Draisaitl, something like that. Here's some baseball shine to go with that. Nice Albert Pujols here. Prince Albert with the California Angels. This would be the 2019 Topps Heritage release, which features the 1970, Topps baseball design. And of course, this is the Hot Box purple refractor. And I just love these Heritage refractors. I talk about it every time I show one, I think, but that kind of stippled effect in the background and really quality shine. These just look gorgeous. With the stippling, it almost looks like Pujols is like a little bit 3D here, kind of set apart from the background. And of course, just gorgeous shine. So both of those were cheap, like, $1 or under pickups. And I'll probably put that Pujols in my purple Z folio that has all shiny purple cards in it. But some basketball shine, and it's all shine so far today. All modern shine. This is a Prism Orange Ice Patrick Ewing. Look at that. This is from the retired legends portion of the checklist. I think it's 2019. Yeah, 2019 Prism basketball. You can see along the bottom there. Just a sucker for these retired greats. I especially like the orange, given that, it's the color of the basketball in the NBA. And so just a fan of those. And I do pick them up, from time to time when they're cheap, just to kind of flush out that basketball Z folio that I have going. Let's go into the oversized section here and find something vintage to kind of balance out all that shine. And here's a nice one. This is for the 1953 Topps Set Pursuit Clem Labine of the Brooklyn Dodgers. Been showing a lot of Dodgers cards recently on the channel. Love 50s Dodgers. It's like a little white on the cap here, although actually that's on the case itself. So this is actually an even cleaner card than it looked like in that penny sleeve. Just a really nice 53 Topps card. Of course, continuing my slow pursuit of a complete 53 set. Don't know if I'll ever get there or not. The high numbers are really tough, and I have a lot of other hobby interests that kind of sidetrack me or occupy my limited hobby funds, but one nice card anyway for the set today with that Clem, so that's pretty cool. Let's go back into the standard sized portion of the box, and we have a Sebastian Aho rookie. This is an O-Pee-Chee Platinum. This is the retro insert, just on old school, like Topps Heritage like cardstock. Player that I believe in quite a bit. I like this all red background there for the Hurricanes. And I think Aho is just a really talented guy and a good leader, having some focus trouble here on the back. Not too much to see on O-Pee-Chee backs anyway, but that's a card I think I've shown before. I'm not sure if that's still the case, but for a while you could get those for like 50 or 75 cents. That just seemed criminal. Here's our second Albert Pujols of the day as we struggle with the lighting. This one is from Topps Update Sapphire from 2020. And I love that atomic shine. Of course, this is an active leaders card here. Pujols with the highest career WAR of any active player, but it's pretty insane that Mike Trout is right there in second behind him, being as young as he is. And of course, this doesn't include the most recent year's numbers, being a 2020 update card. Doesn't have the 2021 or 2022 stats, so I know Trout now is up over 80 8-0 as far as his career WAR, which is pretty crazy for a guy that just finished his age 30 season in Mike Trout. But this is not a discussion on Mike Trout. This is a Pujols card, and a really nice shiny one at that. Kind of works with the Patrick Ewing cracked ice there from Panini. Here's a nice Connor McDavid. So I've talked about these before. Let me get this paper insert out. These are from the Upper Deck E-Pack promotion between Upper Deck and ComC. This is a silver foil. It's going to be a little bit hard to tell, but the background here behind McDavid and really the whole card is done with like really a silver foil finish, almost like a chrome, but not quite. Maybe Upper Deck Black Diamond, you could think of it as. But anyway, you needed 10 copies of a player's base card in Upper Deck E-Pack to exchange for one silver foil card. So these are not numbered, they're not rare, but it's just a great image. I love this 2019 Upper Deck McDavid celebrating after scoring a goal, and you can see the Edmonton faithful lining the stands behind him, all those orange and blue jerseys. So great shot, and I have multiple different versions of this card as I do a lot of Connor's Upper Deck flagship cards, so just happy to add another one to that mix. Sticking with the full size for a minute, here's a really cool hockey card, and I'll explain why. This is just a common. This is a Mario Lemieux from 2005 Upper Deck Hockey. He's facing off here against Tomas Kaberle for the Maple Leafs. But what's cool about this card, this is Sidney Crosby's rookie year, and Alex Ovechkin for that matter. And Lemieux, who started his career back in 1985, was still in the league in 2005 and on the checklist for this set. So I just think it's really awesome that as Lemieux was winding his career down, Crosby was starting his career. And of course, he went on to become, one of the darlings of the NHL and is still playing to this day. And so what that means, Penguins fans have been very spoiled, but for, almost 40 years running now, they have had either Mario Lemieux or Sidney Crosby, a true global superstar on their team. There was no gap in between. They overlapped each other. And so I really love getting this late career Super Mario featured from the same set as the Sidney Crosby rookie card. I just think that's too cool. We're at the 7-minute mark, so let's do another couple of cards here. Here's one I've shown before, but I just love, and I will continue to show as I think I have a few more copies of it. From the 2018 Upper Deck Canvas insert set. It is the Connor McDavid, which features the aforementioned Sidney Crosby facing off against him, or about to enter the face-off circle against each other. Two of the absolute greats of the 21st century in the NHL. Love this card. It reminds me of the Kobe LeBron card from 2008 Topps, where they are squaring off against each other. Just very rare to find an awesome image like this of two greats of the game, and I'm a big believer in this card. So I was really just scooping up any version of this that I could find on ComC that was under like the $10 mark for a while there, because I knew this card had a lot of promise, and in the future I thought it would be worth a good deal more than the $8 or $9 they were selling for when I was really going to town. So I probably grabbed like 9 or 10 copies of this over time, maybe more. And I think nowadays it's maybe around like a $30, $40 card. And I think it just has more room to grow as McDavid, further establishes his legacy in the NHL, which he is absolutely doing this season so far. Let's do another one here. Here's a early 90s parallel, or a mid 90s parallel from the 1994 Stadium Club release. This is the first day issue of Carlos Quintana. So just a big fan of these, particularly from the 94 release. I just opened a lot of this as a kid, an 11-year-old kid in the summer of 94. Have fond memories of this set. And the parallel is exactly what it sounds like. So these stamped cards were the ones that came off the production line on the very first day of production for the set. And although they are not numbered and their backs are standard, it is rumored and basically confirmed that there are around 2,000 copies of each of these cards. So this is just a Red Sox, kind of a cool Red Sox team card that I picked up just because I'm a sucker for that parallel. And let's do one more card here and we'll close it out. And man, did I just pick a monster. This is the perfect card to end on. Check this out. Possibly my favorite insert of the 90s. The 1994 Flair Hot Glove insert. And it's the guy that, at least me personally, that I would want more than anybody else in this insert set. The kid, Ken Griffey Jr., hobby titan, Mount Rushmore of the hobby. He is on it. alongside Mickey Mantle and I would argue Mike Trout. Just an absolute beast, king of the 90s, king of the hobby during my childhood as a collector. These inserts are wild. For those that weren't collecting at the time, almost 30 years ago now, Flair was a very high-end product for the early to mid-90s. These inserts were especially desirable, and they've really done well, and I think even appreciated over time, unlike a lot of, junk wax era stuff, being from 1994. Absolutely gorgeous card. I'm aspiring to complete this insert set. It's a 10-card set. I think Griffey and Bonds are probably the two toughest names, and was fortunate to score this one on ComC way back when, before they were even putting the paper inserts in these, as you can see, before the hobby boom of the pandemic and everything else. It wasn't exactly a cheap card then, but it was probably only like $10 or $15, whereas nowadays I don't think you could get one for that price. So very grateful to have this super important, in my opinion, Griffey card of the 90s, and a perfect card to end today's Cheese Box Rummage on. So that's 11 minutes of ComC pickups, courtesy of the Cheese Box. Really appreciate you stopping by to spend a few minutes of your time checking these out with me. And as always, I'll be back in the very near future with some more sports card content. Till then, take care and enjoy the hobby, everybody.